Hey, you finally made it into the last video of the series. This one will be a short one because you've learned the whole workflow and now give you a quick guide of every other node in the flow we haven't touched on yet, so you know the complete toolbox for now. Let's start with the split into parts node. That one can be found here under image, split into parts, and as the node basically says, it splits an image into different parts. For example, here I use that as input image and then split it into different parts. You can here say the number of parts that you want to split it into, if it should include the body, the studio look with the white background, and if it should avoid asymmetrical parts. And now you can split an image into parts and then work from those here. And you can of course also see the node, the prompt it used for this image. And now you can split or use those images and generate a 3D model, edit it further, and much more. Next, the combine node, or combine prompts node, pretty straightforward as well. You plug in as many prompts as you like. They get combined into one big node or one big prompt you can use for editing images, generating images, and much more. Next, the prompt template node extends from the combine prompt and the text input node, and basically is a text input field with variables, meaning you can just type in this and then it becomes a variable which you can plug into here. Let's remove this real quick. So for example here the style is a variable and the subject is a variable, meaning you'll see the output of the prompt here, and if we now adjust this red fox to be green cat, you see the prompt updates live because we plugged this in as a variable here. Next, the pose changer, pretty straightforward as well, takes in an image, you select the pose you want, in this case T-pose, and it will update the image to that pose and output a new image. Alright, next one. The LLM node is basically like a brain node. It takes in up to 10 images, takes in a prompt, and you can just write anything, right? It's like the chatbot, but as a node. So in this case, I plugged in an image, a text input, said, hey, describe this image, and it described the image. You could plug in just the text. For example, you could say, hey, write me a prompt for image generation of a horse, whatever you need. And it will do that for you, right? So basically an LLM in a node. Next we have the images, which is here, images. Also the LLM node is here, is that, where you can upload up to 10 images and each one gets its own output. Next, the moodboard node. This node is basically used as style reference input, meaning you can upload up to 10 images, and as the name of the node suggests, it is basically a reference for a style, meaning you can either plug in images right here to upload them to the moodboard, or you can just click add and upload from your file system, or click the button here to upload from your dashboard on 3ds Studio. This one outputs a number of 5 images, or as many images as you upload here. You can also drag them out separately, or an image set, and this image set can directly be plugged into the style reference node or the edit image node, meaning you don't have to plug those in individually. Next, pretty simple as well, remove background, takes an image, removes background, self-explanatory. Now one of the cool nodes is the multi-view node. This one takes in an image and it generates 4 views which are needed for multi-image to 3D, for example, where you need the front, left, right, and back view, and it generates them. So it just inputs an image, outputs 4 different views, front, left, right, and back, so you can do whatever you need with those. Next one, we have the texture 3D node, which basically retextures or textures a 3D model, meaning on 3D generation, you can turn off shading or you can turn off texturing, meaning you just get a plain white 3D model. For example, if you want to do the texturing later on. In this case, you can texture using this node. It either takes in a texture prompt or a reference image for texturing, and then outputs a GLB 3D model like the other generation nodes. Next, we have a retopology node, which can be plugged into any 3D output, and it basically optimizes the mesh for game development. For example, you can specify the face limits, format of course as well, and the texture size. There are different models available right here. And now over to the next one, the convert format. Super simple as well. You just select the format here. Next one, a seed. Different models, different generation image models take in a seed, which is basically a number which makes sure that each generation is using the same seed. You could set this to new each run or fixed and just connect it to whatever inputs support the seed variable. Next, we have a super cool one, which is the variable one, where you can set it up to be either choice and just put in options here, then plug it into a prompt template, for example, and then you get basically a prompt which you can have options to choose from. So for example, here I can just choose the style. I can also have a number here, text, but choice is my favorite one because the cool thing here is you can promote it to workflow input. And now in the workflow panel, you have this selector where you can just select and it automatically goes into the prompt template, and then you can use it from here. Next, the switch takes in two inputs. You can switch between images, 3D models, and text. And just by clicking on it or clicking here, it switches between those inputs, and whatever is chosen here gets put throughout the output. And the last node is the comment node. You can find it here, drop it, leave a comment. You can also place it anywhere above nodes. Then click on the arrow to point somewhere. And this stays here. So this helps if you want to, for example, explain a node for someone or give instructions or explain what a mini flow does, for example. One other cool thing you can do is some nodes expose parameters, meaning, for example, the resolution. You can expose this as a new input. You can expose the number of images, you can expose the aspect ratio, format, meaning you can really go in depth and build custom workflows using those inputs. You can hover over the question mark here to see what inputs it supports. And you can always go back by clicking here to go back into the normal settings menu. And one last thing, you can always save a specific node or node group as a reusable custom group. For example, let's say this one. I'll select those right here and I can save them as a group. I can then reuse anywhere, and I can find here under custom nodes and custom groups and just reuse them where I like. And that's for now every node on the flow. I hope I didn't miss anything here. And if you ever forget what a node does, you can always find the node library here and just look through it and read through the description here. You've got the whole toolbox now, so go create and have fun and let me know how it works, and I'll see you soon.